Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Welcome to Strange News. Bum bum bum. Not one drop of blood. Cattle mysteriously mutilated in Oregon. We've all heard the stories. We all know the legends. We all know someone who says that they've seen something, or perhaps we have seen something. Sometimes I think I have seen something. Let's see. Aliens? In the early morning light, dust from hooves created... Oh, wait, hold on, wait. We got to do this narrative right. Hold on. In the early morning light, dust from hooves creates a fog at Silva's Valley Ranch in remote eastern Oregon. Cowboys whistle and talk low to their eager herding dogs. They're moving cattle from one vast sage-studded range to another. 5 young purebred bulls mysteriously show up dead on the ranch this past summer, drained of blood, and with body parts precisely removed. The ranch's vice president, Colby Marshall, drives his truck down to a U.S. Forest Service road. Then we'll get out and take a little walk to where one of the bulls was found, and the carcass is still there, Marshall says. Let's see. Coming upon one of the dead bulls is an eerie scene. The forest is hot and still, apart from a raven's repeating caw. Caw, caw. The bull looks like a giant, deflated plush toy. The bull looks like a giant, deflated plush toy. That's a hell of a description. I like that. The bull looks like a giant, deflated plush toy. It smells. Weirdly, there are no signs of buzzards, coyotes, or other scavengers. His red coat is as shiny as if he were going to the fair, but he is bloodless, and his tongue and genitals have been surgically cut out. Ouch. Good God, I hope the cow was dead when that happened. Ooh. Interesting that there's no blood, even though his genitals were cut out. That would bleed a lot, you would think. Marshall says these young livestock were just reaching the top value as breeding bulls. Top value as breeding bulls. Now that might be a clue as to why their genitals were mysteriously missing. The animals are worth around $6,000 each, and since these were breeding bulls, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of future cows were lost too. Instant hypothesis right off the bat, if I were an officer, I would actually go look at like a neighbor, maybe somebody else that breeds bulls that doesn't want the competition, was kind of sending a message. I would start with the simplest explanation first rather than immediately jumping to aliens, but it's fun to think about aliens, so let's continue. Finding these young Herefords in this remote country can sometimes take the ranch's experienced cowboys days. Ranch staff members are now required to ride in pairs and are encouraged to carry arms. It's rugged, Marshall says. I mean, this is the frontier. If some person or persons has the ability to take down a 2,000-pound range bull, it's not inconceivable that they wouldn't have a lot of problems dealing with a 180-pound cowboy. Theories abound. Harney County Sheriff Deputy Dan Jenkins has been working the cattle cases and has gotten dozens of calls from offering tips and suggestions. Yeah, I'll bet. I bet he's got all kinds of theories. But again, I would still, from an investigative perspective, I put aliens kind of, okay, it'd be fun, it'd be cool. Maybe not fun, maybe not cool. Because if aliens do exist, well, we're ants compared to them. But I would go look at the more logical explanation of what competition. These were prized breeding bulls, were they? Was there anybody that was pissed off at him? Anybody that perhaps wanted to send a message some sort of competition. That's kind of where I would lean to, but I bet they've gotten all kinds of theories right now. Let's see. This is Jenkins. This is the officer. So what is the officer going to sound like? Let's see. A lot of people lean towards the aliens, Jenkins says. One caller had told us to look for basically a depression under the carcass. Because he said, the alien ship will kind of beam the cow up and do whatever they're going to do with it. Then they just drop them from like a great height. Jenkins said the cases have been tough, with little evidence and no credible leads. It is very odd that there was no blood, though. You got to admit that. Maybe the cow was taken somewhere else, and then you find tire tracks, and maybe I am leaning towards aliens more, huh? Let's see. On his whiteboard, he has a running list scrawled in green marker with top theories. What's clear? It isn't bears, wolves, cougars, or poisonous plants, nor were the animals shot. Dun, dun, dun. The FBI won't confirm or deny that it's looking into the multiple slaughters. It won't confirm or deny. They're going to let it go. This is going to become a legend. Trust me. Oh my Lord. Let's see here. 2 years ago, we skipped a little bit, so just to get to the end. 2 years ago, and 200 miles south near New Princeton, Oregon, I want to say that's Oregon. Forgive me. One of Andy Davies' cowboys was also found cut up and bloodless. Ooh, cows. Sorry. I was hyperbolic. I was getting into the mood. I was wanting it to be cowboys, and I'd turn the heat off and be chill, and I'd get goosebumps, and no. She and her husband drove concentric circles around the corpse, but they never found any tracks. Okay. And in this dusty country, everything you do leaves tracks, Davies says. Back in the 1980s, as one of Terry Anderson's mother cows was mysteriously killed overnight, standing at his ranch near Pendleton, Oregon, Anderson, again, I apologize if it's not Oregon, Anderson points to the exact spot where he found her on top of a mountain. So that is interesting, and still, not one drop of blood anywhere, Anderson said. There is a reward, $25,000 reward for information that could solve the case. Could you solve the case? Can you earn that $25,000 reward? Who knows? Maybe you can. It is interesting that they didn't find tracks or blood, huh? That is interesting. That is interesting. But still, from a perspective of an investigation, I would look at more of the human aspect. Let me know what you guys think. Have any of you guys experienced this, seen it? Are you a perpetrator that has done it and can tell us how you did it? And earn us all the $25,000 reward, and we'll split it between all my watchers, and we'll come up with a secret code so I know that you actually watched it or something. All right. Just a really bit of interesting news, man. It is from the NPR. They're pretty middle road reporting. They do run as mostly true. That's most news sites. I would never consider any news site 100% true. That's a bad mindset. Always go in with the idea that, hey, they might be biased, because we're human beings. I mean, there's bias in everything. But this is very interesting. Kind of a curious and odd case. Kind of a fun one to read, fun one to talk over. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe. We'll see if this video survives. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.